We made it. Brooks's computer was misbehaving.
Like I said in our group chat, I think it was just mad because in the entire time I've had it, it's never been used as a laptop. Like,
you had the audacity to use it for its intended purpose.
Yeah, because it's always plugged into the docking station, with like keyboard and mouse and monitors and like 6 billion things are plugged into it. And I was like, oh, there's a laptop.
We are here now, so welcome, friends. I hope you're ready to fight. I'm always so... Every goddamn time I start this, and we have done a thing over my, air quotes for audio-only listeners, weekend. I'm always so immediately tempted to be like, oh, here's what we did this weekend. And it's like, no, Bridget, that was Tuesday.
That's true. Although I keep thinking today's Sunday now, so that's great.
It's my Sunday in spirit, but
not mine though.
I'm so sorry. So we had a little adventure though yesterday.
We did.
That was very fun. We Brooks drove out or down, whatever. Over to where I'm based, Albany, and we saw Gogol Bordello.
Sure did.
Which, man, that was a great fucking time.
Yeah, so sure. I was like, should I put mine on? But I don't like to wear clothes that haven't been washed yet, so.
I don't care. But yeah, that was a hell of a show.
Yeah, it
a lot of energy.
They go hard.
I loved it. I was having a great time. I was tagging along, essentially. This was more for you than it was for me, but I still had a great fucking time. Oh my god, I only knew like 2 songs, but I was like ready to go.
Yeah.
I was going hard.
Yeah, when you don't even need to know them, you just dance and
the energy.
Certain things you repeat, you pick up on it.
The energy was fantastic.
Yeah,
we were
got covered in beer
and center. Yeah, got doused in alcohol by the lead singer. That was fun. But yeah, front and center, great show, great energy. I had a wonderful time.
Yeah, I actually, Crazy in the Brains, one of the openers, I was listening to them on the drive back here, like in the car. I dug them. That's why I got one of their t-shirts.
Hell yeah. I gotta say, I've had a remarkably productive day for a woman who went to bed at 3 a.m., woke up at 11, and then played video games until, 1. I mowed the lawn. I got my lawn. Oh, fuck.
Your laundry.
I was gonna start the dryer before I started the podcast.
I've done that so many times.
Oh, no. So I'm in the process of doing my laundry, but I went and picked up cat food, got him a new scratcher because he tore his to shreds. I got my clothes switched out, even though it's not gonna cool down, but I'm just being fucking stubborn because I'm not wearing any more of my tank tops and shorts for the rest of the year. I've made that decision. And also, I have been downsizing my closet like a crazy person every single time I've had to do this cycle for like 2 years now, and it has finally paid off. Everything that I put away once, like all the spring/summer stuff that I put away, it all fit into one bin for the first time.
Huh. Interesting.
I
could not do that.
I'm very proud of myself. Because I have so much stuff that I've been given over the years because I wasn't allowed to express myself as a child or a teenager. There's just so much stuff that I've been given where I was like, oh yeah, like this is cute. I like it well enough. Yeah, I'll wear this. But now that I actually dress the way that I want to, I'm like, why do I still have this? So it's just been chucking things in the donation bin for a hot minute now.
Nice.
Anyway.
You know, I also went to bed at 3 a.m., except I woke up at 8:30 for some reason.
Unfortunately, that's a you problem.
Yeah. And then I just snuggled with that cat there in your background and played Animal Crossing until you woke up. And then I switched over to Fallout because you were playing Fallout and I could see it. And I was like, I want to play Fallout now. And then I drove here, and that's basically my whole day.
We simultaneously... Okay, here's the thing. We had one large activity, which was the concert. Other than that, we did fucking nothing for like 2 days. We sat in this room and played video games.
I made a lot of progress in my games. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I made a lot of progress in the games.
That counts.
But in my actual life as a physical human being?
Oh.
Very little. Very little happened.
I technically did do some work.
Yeah, but that was like
I was even in a meeting.
To.
I wrote a whole assignment for a class.
I love that for you. I'm so proud. But you know, seeing as you've made it back in one piece, and wow, why am I so fucking washed out? What the fuck was that about? Hold on a second. My camera is like trying to adapt in real time to the fact that the sun is going down as I'm recording this. Anyway, but since we're rocking and rolling as normal with the podcast now, we have some updates. Or one singular... Well, okay, you have a thing that you told me to write down so I could ask you about it, which I'm going to. But before that, we have an update to a thing that was previously said on the podcast. You said that I had... Because you recently bought the SodaStream. You said that I had to come to your place and try the seltzer that you were making with the SodaStream so I could tell you if it's supposed to taste like that or if you were doing it wrong because you don't like sparkling water, but I do.
That's not how I put it.
No, I know. You were asking me if it was normal garbage or if you were doing something wrong, and that's why it tasted like garbage. I'm delighted to report that you're not doing anything wrong. It just tastes like garbage to you because you don't like sparkling water.
And this is the rest of that bottle of strawberry seltzer that I was in your fridge this morning. I brought home with me.
Yep, I've got my Liquid Death iced tea in case anybody wants to sponsor us.
It's not gonna work.
I'm gonna fucking make it work. God damn it! I want to stop paying for Liquid Death.
You can just get a SodaStream like me, and then just keep making it. And
it's not the same.
I mean, I keep drinking it. It still tastes like garbage to me. But at least you have confirmed that it's the normal garbage taste and not extra garbage.
You're not doing it wrong. I hope that makes you feel better. So moving right along. Oh, I should have thrown up the vibe check. I guess I'll do that right now.
Oh.
I'm still technically in the vibe check.
Yeah, we didn't do a general vibe check, I guess, maybe is the reason.
I would say the vibes are good.
Because we had specific. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm chilling. Again, remarkably productive day for a woman who went to bed at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Laundry incident aside, which will be fixed after we wrap up for tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, you told me to write down something so that I could bring it up to you again, specifically on the podcast. And the thing that I wrote down is parking lot serial killer. Please explain.
I honestly don't remember if I brought it up on the pod before, because this happened, it was probably a couple of months ago at this point, and I put it in the note on my phone, but it wasn't checked off. So I was like, did I not bring it up, or did I just forget to check it off? So I don't know.
This certainly does not sound familiar to me.
Yeah, but it came up because you were talking about how, like, bizarre your notes for the pod are often.
Yes. Because I wrote down, like, let's see, what have I written down for the podcast recently? Let's see, various band names, update, normal garbage, organizing cash, I lack the language, some episode numbers because I was rearranging things in our Patreon. My notes for this show are always a mess.
Yeah.
Anyway, so explain.
I was at the Wegmans.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just pulled into a parking spot.
As one does.
And noticed that, a couple of spots down from me, there was an available pull-through spot. You know, the two open spaces.
Pull through for a quick getaway.
Exactly. And I was like, man, I wish I could have gotten that pull-through. That's a bummer. Somebody pulls up, begins to back in to the parking spot, doesn't go all the way through, just backs into a spot and leaves the one now behind them open.
Okay.
Is this person a serial killer? Because there's clearly something very wrong with them. This person is deranged. Who does that?
You know what I thought you were going to tell me that was going to be even more fucked up? I thought you were going to say that they backed all the way through.
That would have been worse. Yes. Because then you're like, then you still have to back out to get back out.
Yeah. So what was the point of that? I don't know about serial killer.
What is wrong with a person who has an available pull-through spot and chooses to back in? They would have gotten the same result of
I know.
Front end out
I'm
without
not
having
saying
to do
that
any backing.
I'm not saying that they're not wrong. They are. I don't necessarily know about serial killer, though. I think serial killer is backing through all the way.
But what level of psychopathy is it that opportunity is there and you think...
Quantify is another question.
You see a pull-through spot and your only thought is, how can I make this more difficult for myself?
I don't have answers.
I think there's something horrifically wrong with this person.
I hope they're okay.
No, I really wanted to stop them and be like, why?
Can I study you?
I thought that was like the one thing that was universal. Like, everybody loves a pull-through spot. You know, it's exciting. You're like, oh, sweet, I get to pull through. I don't have to back out or back in, and it's great. It's just very convenient. Like, who could not like that? Who could not take advantage of that? Somebody who clearly has severe issues with reality.
I don't disagree. I don't necessarily know if they're violent, but I don't disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I do occasionally, I just saw someone the other day pull into a spot that could have been a pull through, but then just stopped short. Like, didn't pull through. Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
But people that back into parking spaces is sort of like it's a thing I rant about on occasion. It's one thing if you're good at it and you're quick.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, most people are not good at it and they end up like parking over the line or crooked.
Yeah.
Or it takes them forever and you have to sit there and just watch them because they're in your way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, just don't do it.
And you do hate to see it.
Yeah.
I I mean, obviously, I know that you could go on about this for literally the rest of the episode. I'm gonna put a cap. I'm gonna put a cap on that. But do you have anything more to say for the moment?
No, I mean that was the gist of it.
Okay.
I find this person upsetting.
So not nearly as alarming as what I initially thought based on the words parking lot serial killer. I was like, did you like narrowly escape someone you think might have murdered you?
Yeah, no, I probably would have brought that up sooner.
I would hope. But moving right along to yet another thing that was literally discussed today, and I was like, ooh, write that down. Yep. Do we think there is a quote-unquote proper way to organize cash in your wallet? And if so, what is it?
100%.
I would say I agree.
The bills also all have to be facing the right way, right? So like heads the right way.
Yeah.
On the dead president dudes.
Correct. And they have to be facing out, like the president has to be looking at you when you open up the wallet.
Dead presidents looking at you right side up. Yes. And they have to be in numerical order. Like your ones, then your fives, then your tens, then your 20s, etc.
I would say hard agree.
And I don't understand people who don't do that. Like, how does it not bother them?
Honestly, here's the thing though. Like, I really don't use cash all that much.
No, me either.
Just because we live in an increasingly digital society. But on the occasions that I do.
Yeah, well, I mean, the reason this came up is because I used cash for beer last night because it was just easier and, more convenient. Just be like, here's some cash, So I never use it. But, the change that she gave me back, I'm like, oh, let me make sure these are all facing the right way. Let me just get their order right in here.
Mm-hmm. No, I do the exact same thing.
And I know you worked at like the pizza place and stuff. I don't know if you had to deal with like cash registers.
Mm-hmm. I worked at a movie theater too.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that.
That job sucked.
But movies.
That was the only good thing about it was the free movies and sometimes getting movie posters. And the thing is, while I was working there, they put a fucking cap on it because it used to be you could see as like if you were on like a set. I didn't have a set schedule because I was just part-time. But if you were a person who was like on a set schedule, you theoretically, when I started, could have seen a movie every day at the end of your shift if you wanted. But then they were like, oh, you can only do it like once a week and bring a friend. I was like, fuck you, man. Anyway, continue. Yes, I have worked cash register multiple times in my life.
Yeah. I worked, I also worked at a pizza place. That was my first job, and worked at a gas station, and I worked at Target.
Nice.
So, worked the registers at all those places. And yeah, I made sure every single time that they were pointing the right way.
Oh yeah, always. And even if we got slammed and I didn't have time for that, I would go back and be like, okay, now we fix it. Now that everyone's, gone in for whatever showing of some big blockbuster and like it's calmed down.
Yeah, and it's frustrating too when you like switch off registers because then if there's somebody else using the same register at some point. Yeah, I mean, because technically when I worked at Target, I worked on the sales floor, but when they would get busy, they would call on the walkie to like, hey, can anybody come up here and help us out until this rush passes? So I would typically go up and do that, and so I would open the register to put cash in and be like,
a mess.
What monster did this?
No, felt. Absolutely,
I don't care how busy we are, I'm fixing it. And I think it does matter beyond just aesthetically annoying.
I mean, I think it makes things easier. Just quick glance.
Yeah, because I think it became more easy to identify the nomination.
Especially if you are like
facing the right way.
Especially if you are like, got a line or whatever, be like, okay, dish out change as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Like, correctly.
Yeah. Because I don't know if it's just like we don't spend as much time looking at the back of bills, but my brain just doesn't like process it as quickly.
Yeah, and I think it's at the back of bills, like, yeah, the designs are different, but they look so similar. Like, they look more similar, I guess, because it'll be like written out in like in words, letters instead of the number, like across the top and all that stuff. And I feel like that gets, like, when you're trying to just quick glance down, I feel like that gets lost in your brain quicker than just boop number or like the president, because that's another helpful identifier.
I don't always pay attention to the face on the bill though. Like, I know who's on them. I
guess I feel like that's kind of part of my way. Just like see whichever one. I'm like, yep. I don't know.
Yeah. I think we need to do what a lot of other countries do and color code the money.
That would be so fun, but we don't have nice things here.
Canadian currency is so freaking cool.
It's like rainbow
have,
color.
Clear sections. It's actually like clear and it feels more plasticky. Like parts of it are clear. It's cool looking.
Supposedly, the Canadian $100 bill has a scratch and sniff maple leaf on it.
That doesn't sound like that can be real.
I'm pretty sure it is. I could be wrong, but
I'm about to drive across the border right now.
I was just gonna say we could have our producer fact check that, but
Oh yeah, I guess Google exists. But then if it's true, I have one.
We could also just fact check in real time right now.
But then if it's true, I don't have it. I can't scratch and sniff and enjoy.
Did you just say you have a Canadian $100 bill or not?
No, I don't. I said that I want to go across the border and get one.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Well,
it's not that far.
I mean, relatively no, but
it's like, I think, an hour and a half to get to the border.
Something like that.
If that. Actually, not even that far. Like more like an hour.
According to Google, no, Canadian money is not scratch and sniff. God damn it.
Aw, well, you
Where
just
did I hear that?
Me a trip. I was wondering, because that seems like it would be pointless, which doesn't seem like the thing like the government would spend money on.
Yeah. Where the fuck did I come up with that?
Look at the chat.
Oh.
Yeah. It just
interesting.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, okay. Noted.
And then it makes me wonder, I feel like scratch and sniff would like stop smelling after a while. People would have scratched it so much that it would just cease to function that way. So it's pointless to begin with, but also impermanent.
Big sad. Do we have anything else to say about wallet organization?
Money-wise, cash-wise. Cash money. No.
Okay, so moving right along. This is another conversation that we had, not yesterday, but the day before. I said that I don't trust when boxed mac and cheese has liquid cheese, and I know that like when it has like a prepackaged, like pre-made sauce instead of like the cheese powder, which you pointed out, and you're so right for this, by the way, that wouldn't one be more suspicious of the powdered cheese? And I don't know why I'm not.
Well, you did say it might remind you of Parmesan.
Oh, yeah, that was also partially my reason, is that the powdered cheese, I'm like, it's like Parmesan. Like, so there's that. But do we have any further thoughts about liquid versus powdered cheese sauce in boxed mac and cheese? Because I do. I've tried, like, my favorite boxed mac and cheese brand is Annie's. And I've tried, like, they have the same, like, shells and whatever, where it's liquid cheese, like, in a packet, and it's not as good. And maybe that's why I'm suspicious of it.
Because one particular brand isn't as good.
I mean, it's also just the one that I bought. I don't know. There's like sinister energy. I'm not okay. maybe it's
that
not
it's not real cheese, because I got news.
I know it's not. Maybe suspicious isn't the word. There is a sinister vibe to liquid cheese, and I'm not joking.
Something about it is just deeply upsetting.
Yes. I don't... Maybe I'm insane.
Don't you dare, Chris. It is not.
Hot take, mac and cheese. Get fucked. Absolutely not. Incorrect. Mac and cheese is amazing.
I am almost 100% that there's never been a time where we have been in the same location where we have not eaten at least one box of mac and cheese.
I am just about certain that that is in fact the case.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, I think part of the reason I brought this up the other day was I tend to get the kind with the liquid cheese, mostly because I pretty much never have like milk.
Understandable.
Because like I'd use almond milk for the most part, or oat milk, depending on, you know, whatever the thing is. And so like, what am I going to do? Get a whole thing of milk just for a tablespoon or whatever it is? No.
Point taken.
Yeah. So the liquid cheese works out that way. But at the risk of getting things heated, this is a conversation we have had multiple times before. You and your little flavor pockets.
I fucking love it, man. When there's like a little bit of the cheese powder in one of the bits of pasta, it's delightful.
It is just a clump of unmixed powdered cheese inside of a shell.
And it fucking
just
tastes
pure
good.
Powdered cheese.
Who cares?
That is upsetting to me because the texture is wrong. As somebody who has problems with texture, I'm surprised. It's like
all
grainy.
All of my texture problems are like 99% when something is like, I don't know if slimy is necessarily the right word. Like that's definitely a problem, and like that and the sort of citrus like pulpy type thing that I fucking hate. But no.
Yeah.
I love that shit, man.
Chris, you don't know the half of it. He says it's an epitaph to a lazy stir. She doesn't believe in timers for cooking.
I can tell when the pasta's done. I time other things.
You see his thumbnail down there? See him laughing at you?
I'm being so harshly judged
Through his head.
I don't think this is fair.
No, I'm glad that it's not just me being subjected to this, because we have argued about the timer thing.
It's not even necessarily like lazy stirring. Sometimes, like you still just get a little bit in there, because it's the shell-shaped pasta. Sometimes it just be like that.
But if you read the box, you are supposed to remove the noodles from the pan, put in the butter, milk, and powder, and actually cook it and make it liquid before you add the shells back in.
I use the heat of the shells to melt the butter.
If it's still on the stove, you shouldn't eat that.
Not that the pan isn't hot, but sometimes it like I don't want the butter to actually start like cooking.
It shouldn't.
Oh, I don't know. I feel
so
like
I'm just saying, technically, you're not following instructions.
Listen.
Yeah, when you made that mac, was it the other night when you were out of the room? I was like trying to break up some of the flavor pockets of this film.
Fuck you! God damn it! I thought I could trust you.
I was like, oh no, I've got to be careful so I don't break up some of the shells, because then she'll notice the damage.
I've been lied to in my own house.
That's what I said before I brought out the flavor pockets. I was like, at the risk of getting heated.
Unbelievable.
And I think something like this it's very very representative of what this podcast is, because we get so upset over like how you mix your powdered cheese into your mac and cheese.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah. But yeah, then you can avoid that entirely with the liquid cheese.
But I don't want to avoid it.
Yeah, because you're weird.
And also, again, my favorite with the my preferred brand of box mac and cheese. If I'm going to be making box mac and cheese, the liquid cheese does not taste as good. Why would I be doing that?
I don't know if I've had the Annie's liquid cheese.
I mean, it's fine.
I've gotten it in other brands.
Better than Kraft or whatever, but
now I'm gonna have to get some and try it, and then we can revisit this.
I'm very down for that. I will still have the exact same, equally as strong feelings.
What I really wish is that we could get a good poll going of if people like Flavor Pockets,
I know.
See how common. But I don't think we get enough engagement.
That's the real bitch of it. I feel like if we had more.
I'm very curious.
I could ask. I could ask my group chats.
Saratoga.
Ooh, you're so fucking right.
Oh, how have we not thought about asking for votes for things?
Yeah, damn.
Just opened up a whole new world.
Wow. Okay.
Because there could be fun ways to do that.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
All right.
Hell yes. Okay. So the last thing I have is this tweet I came across that literally I just thought it was funny and I want us to talk about it. This is by @FalseRoxy. This is an advanced stoned thought, the kind of thoughts I was having last night. But I think if my eyes were closed and Kermit the Frog walked into a room, I'd be able to pick up on his energy and just know he was there. So with that having been said, do we think we could recognize Kermit by vibes alone? Because honestly, yeah.
Yeah. He has a very particular energy.
Mm-hmm. And we've run into this problem so many times on the podcast before where we desperately try to put words to a vibe.
Yeah.
But this is useless, but I'm saying it out loud nonetheless. He just has such a Muppet energy. I could sense that. I could 100% pick up on Muppet vibes.
But then,
do you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but don't all the Muppets have Muppet vibes?
Yes, but I think Kermit gives off the strongest Muppet vibes because he's the most recognizable.
But how would you know it was him and not some other Muppet?
The strength
because
of the
unless
vibe, I think.
I was gonna say unless you already knew the strength of individual Muppet vibes, how would you know that was the strongest? You know what I mean?
This is where it becomes fucking pseudoscience, but I simply would. I think I simply would.
I think he's sort of a calming presence because I can imagine him playing, Rainbow Connection, and it's just very soothing. But at the same time, he has the sort of anxiety energy, the flailing, and just that excitement.
Yeah.
I feel like somehow the combination of those things, you would just know it.
Yeah.
You would hear his little felt feet hitting the floor, as Chris says.
This is also true. Yeah. I would simply know. I agree with this. I think the person who tweeted this is correct.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
And they're really, I got nothing else aside from the general vibe he gives off, and that I could feel like I could sense that because I've known it since childhood, and it's a very specific vibe.
Exactly. Because, this is just another well, hello, I heard that.
Oh, you did?
I did. Your mic picked that up. Which,
Nix, you are feet away.
I was right.
Well, I've been home for
is he in here?
2.5 hours.
Oh, there's another one. No, he left me. Aw, what a little
people can hear you.
Hey!
Speak of the devil. Scrum, scrum, scrum.
Sweet little baby.
I left her for 2 days.
How tragic. Yeah, I would simply no.
Yeah.
And this is probably just another, like, a result of having old parents. But, like, my sister and I probably watched a lot more of the OG Muppet Show than your average, like, Gen Zers. Because my parents bought, like, 2 DVD sets of those for us. And, like, that's how my sister and I, like, learned who, like, Elton John was and, like, a bunch of other, like, other random old celebrities.
That's weird.
Did you miss your mom, sweet kitty?
She's like, I had to sleep on like cat beds instead of you. I know, it's terrible.
A tragedy.
I'm a terrible cat mom. How could I leave you?
So I would say I also have the advantage of knowing the Kermit vibe since I was a small child. So,
yeah.
Yes, I think I could absolutely just know that Kermit was in the room based on vibes alone.
Yeah, I did watch a little of the Muppet Show growing up. My brother Doug was like prime age when it started in the 70s.
Nice.
And then of course all the Muppet movies, like constantly watching, you know, Muppets Take Manhattan and all that stuff. Yeah. And of course Muppet Treasure Island has been one of my favorite movies for the last, you know, what year is this? 30 years-ish.
Oh my god, I can hear her purring.
Next.
Wow.
She's making biscuits out of my stomach right now.
Sure.
She is a very affectionate girl.
It's very sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. So, unless we have anything else to say about that, I do believe that's going to bring us to the weekly worsening.
Yeah.
Begin the meditation.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
Listen, cue ball, you're only making it worse.
Thanks, that even makes it worse.
It's worse than you know.
It usually is.
I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
That's the worst goodbye I've ever heard. And you stole it from a movie.
How marvelous.
What do we got?
Video games.
Yeah, it's just, holy shit. So much gaming. That's, again, other than going to a concert, that's literally all either of us have done for the past, like, 36 hours.
Yeah. You know what? And like I said, I got home like 2.5 hours ago. I fed the cats, fed myself, started playing Animal Crossing.
Yep, that's about right. I am most certainly... Well, I have to watch a movie tonight for the stream tomorrow.
For tomorrow, yeah.
But if I have time, guess what I'll be fucking doing? Playing more Fallout.
Yeah, it is a real problem. Because now of course, playing Animal Crossing for like at least a couple hours every day because I gotta, you know, build up my island and all that.
You gotta do your things.
Yeah. And then, you know, Fallout. But then also I started playing Baldur's Gate 3. And it's like, I can't, why am I doing 3 at a time? And then I want to get back to Stray too.
I am going to say, keep it to like 2. You can have 2 games that you're obsessed with at once. Or at least that's what's worked for me.
Yeah, I feel like she's making very intense eye contact. Well, I feel like Animal Crossing and Fallout or something else equally as violent is a good combo.
Yeah, it's a balancing act.
Yeah, because the Animal Crossing gives you like a nice, calm, chill vibe, you know.
And then you
go and just and then you go and explode people's heads. It's great.
Oh, I've almost maxed out all my base stats in Fallout. I'm so excited. And also I've been going nuts with my settlement building because that shit is fun.
Yeah, every time I glanced up over the past couple of days, I saw you building furniture and walls and yeah.
I did, however, also complete the Automatron DLC. So that was fun. And now I think the only thing I have is like the Nuka World and Vault 88 that I still haven't done yet, if memory serves. How else am I worse? I feel like there's got to be a little something. Oh, I sort of solved my problem of being tethered by having purchased a much longer aux cord for my headphones.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. And I also, this just came in the mail today after you left. I got new shells for these headphones. They're like the exact same. They're just the plain black ones, but I'm going to put spikes on them.
Oh.
So I continue to spikeify things, which frankly I think is a callback to another worsening where I said I bought a bunch of spikes and I'm going to be a menace with them.
Mm-hmm.
In the works currently. So that, and I'm going to another concert in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been busy, and you made me something fucking awesome for that one. You 3D printed me this scary, scary mask that I'm going to be wearing to Powerwolf, because, man, that fits the vibe.
And it's glow in the dark.
It glows in the dark, so it looks like, here in the regular light, it looks like bone, which is awesome, because that's what we want. And then when the lights go down at the show,
It's green.
It's glowing green. And I do still have to do your little tip for making it potentially fit my face.
It'll
Just
fit a little better, yeah.
because like it's fine.
Yeah.
But I think I want to just give myself like a little more room for like the straps and everything. So I gotta run
and
it.
that's what I thought. Because this is the one that got messed up when the supports broke. And so when I did the same thing, it's like it goes on there. It just feels like a little tighter on the sides than,
Yeah, so I gotta run it under
Not the same
hot
size.
water, like you suggested, and just kind of give it a
very
little...
gently. Yeah. Well, gently.
Yeah. You think a hairdryer
that's
would
my
work? Or would that fuck it up?
I don't know that it would be super effective, because I think in order to get it warm enough, you would have to like really concentrate it, and then it would start to warp it maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Generally, hot
So,
water is the preferred
be-
method for stretching.
experimenting with that tonight or tomorrow, depending on what I get, the other things that I need to get done. But yeah, so my concert adventures continue, just because I really like live music, and I like being 26 years old, and no one can tell me no, as long as I have money. They can't be like, no, you can't go to that. Fuck you. Yes, I can. I want to.
Still getting used to being a grown-up.
Yes! Oh my god! I still feel like I need to be supervised all the time. You have
It's
no
okay,
idea
you
the
had supervision
power.
yesterday.
You have no idea the power I felt flowing through my veins when I went to Powerwolf. Haha. And I realized at the merch table that nobody was gonna tell me no. When I was like, oh man, like I like both of those shirts. Too bad I can't. Wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
That is the most powerful I've ever felt.
Jeez, that wasn't even that long ago.
I know it wasn't. It's fucking sad, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't ask to be like this, but I was a very anxious, people-pleasing child, so we're dealing with that now.
You see this loaf cat army behind me?
I am extremely impressed.
What is not showing up well on camera is that it's 2 layers deep.
I thought it might be, because I could sort of see, like, a little bit of it, and I know that you had more stacked back there last time.
Yeah, like all the black ones you can't see because they're in the back row.
Wow.
I initially had it actually pyramided up, but then I had to get something out of the box, and so the pyramid fell down, and I could not get it to build back up without falling apart again.
No,
So I was like, all right, I'll just start my second layer. But
I dig it.
what number am I up to? I just said the other day. There are 20 back there?
That's a hell of a lot
Yeah,
of
that
loaf
seems
cats.
Yeah. Oh,
I am
19, because
very
there's one
impressed.
downstairs I didn't put the tail on yet, but it's done. So yeah, 19 right there.
I am very, very impressed.
I'm so close to just not to being done with them, and I'm ready to be. Yeah. Yeah, I got 2
That's
more in
fair.
progress already. Yeah. I'm done.
Understandable. I saw you working on one of them.
Yeah. Whole face and everything during a meeting.
Little kitty face.
I am immune to their face cuteness. I can't tell anymore because I have made so many of those faces.
That's fair.
By the time like I said yesterday, by the time I'm done with them, I will have made 42 of them total.
God damn.
And that's just a lot of cat faces to make to.
That is a lot of loaf cat faces. Yeah. It's a shit ton.
Truly. Yeah. So
let me see. I don't know if there's really any other ways that I'm worse this week. I'm going to fucking be worse. Just because.
Nick's reminded me. I forgot to take my allergy pill today.
Oh no.
Like, why is my eye so itchy? I'm trying not to touch it. I'm like, I forgot my pills this morning.
Oh, that's not good.
It's fine.
Is it? Are we sure about that?
They're so itchy.
Oh no.
Nick's, I'm allergic to you. Oh, she's laying on the floor right there. You can sort of see a little bit of it.
Rude of you. Child. What? Her.
Oh. No, she was reminding me. It's very nice. Because sometimes I don't realize I've forgotten until my allergies start acting up.
Noted.
So really, it's helpful.
Okay. Yeah, can you think of any other ways that you're worse, bestie, or any other upcoming ways that you will be worse, other than having forgotten your allergy meds?
I am going to another Comic-Con this weekend.
Fucking love that for you.
And then I got another one planned for next month and one for the month after. Nice. 3 months in a row. Oh wait, we did there'll be 4 months in a row. Because August was
Yes. August was Mid Hudson.
I didn't have one in July, I did have one in June. I'm working on an every month thing. But the one this weekend is Flower City Comic-Con here in Rochester.
Nice.
John Barrowman's going to be there on Saturday, so I think that's when we're going.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really kind of all
actually been
for
to
me. I have not either. Perhaps at some point.
Yeah. No, you gotta come up for Toricon in March. I love Toricon.
Hell yeah.
Make some chainmail. Hear some bad fan fiction.
Yeah. Very here for that. I think if that's everything, that's going to bring us to a close for tonight. Do we feel good about that?
Sure.
All right.
I'm very itchy.
Yeah, okay, so maybe that's definitely the sign to call it. All right.
Claritin.
As always, thank you for fighting with us, friends. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we will be back again next week. Tune in tomorrow for our anime film discussion stream. We're talking about A Whisker Away. And then regrettable reviews on Tuesday. The schedule continues. Yeah.
Because it was your turn to pick, so you don't have a movie, right?
No, actually, I do have a movie. I picked on air last week. We're watching 1984.
Okay.
So. All right.
What did you say? You didn't say a movie, so did
Cut
you see
it.
my hand gesture?
Cut the feed. I'm being bullied.
This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Dr. Sarah Brooks. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Catch us live on Twitch every Wednesday and Thursday, and for ad-free live broadcasts of the show, you can subscribe to our Twitch channels or consider donating to our Patreon for ad-free access to our entire library of past episodes and streams, as well as fun bonus content. Fighting with Friends is a member of the Big Dumb Monsters podcast network. Check out the links in the description for more episodes from us and from all of the shows on the network. Thanks for listening!